Now, you all, each one of these chapters that we're working on in Dreamweaver, they will have files that you start out with, okay? And there's usually several folders inside of a folder. So I put them on a zip file and I put them on my website for you to download. If you go to my website where it says Monday, January 23rd, number 2 says download Dreamweaver Chapter 1 files, just go and right click on those and hit save link as or save target as. And then I would save these inside your student folder. I have a folder for this class. If you don't have a folder for this class, that's fine. But save these on your student folder somewhere where you know where they're at. We're going to copy files out of them in a few minutes. There's my folder right there. B2 folder. And I'm just going to hit save. When I hit save, it'll start downloading the file. And after you have downloaded them, go to the location where you have them saved. Mine is right here on my student folder, or my network folder. I'm not a student. Right here. And you will have this zip file right here that says Chapter 1 data, Chapter 01 data. If you don't know how to unzip a file, stop what you're doing and look up here. Okay, that's the file that you downloaded, Chapter 1 data. Just double click on it, and then hit extract all files. And then when this thing pops up right here, this will tell you where the extracted files are going to go. Should be in the exact same folder that the zip file is in, and just hit extract. It'll do the same, like copy 19 items. And this thing will pop up right here. When this thing pops up right there, you can close it out. If you want, you can go back to the folder that you saved all that stuff in, and you'll see right here, you have the zip file right there, and then you have the folder that you unzipped right there. Okay? We don't have to do anything with that right now. We're going to copy files out of that in a few minutes. Okay? Make sure you have those saved. If anybody's having trouble with that, please let me know before we move on. Anybody having trouble at all? Okay, next thing I want you to do is very simple. Open up the program Dreamweaver, okay? If you click on this little start button right down there in the little search bar, you can type in Dreamweaver. If you hit all programs, it should be one of the Adobe programs at the top. Mine says Adobe Dreamweaver CC 2015. I might have a little bit different version than the one you're using. But go ahead and open that up, please. Now, you all, these Adobe programs, for many who have not used them before, they're considerably different than the Microsoft programs that we are used to using. Okay, there's a few similarities but a few differences. When you open it up, yours should look something like this. You have a little different welcome screen than I do, but it's the same basic stuff. Okay. Is anybody having trouble getting it open? It does take a little while to open up. If I were you, when you start coming into this class from this point forward, the first thing I'd do is just open up Dreamweaver to get it going. Okay. Now, you have this welcome screen that you see right here. Yours, like I said, yours is a little bit different. But if you look in the middle of yours where it says, you got one panel that says recent files, one says create new, one says learn. Go there where it says create new, and then create a new HTML file. I want to go through some of these things with you all that's on there. Now, when you click on HTML file, this thing pops up. It has three options. You can do new documents, starter templates, or site templates. And then the middle part right here, these are all the different types of documents you can create. In Dreamweaver, and then it has all these little different options. Just make sure you choose HTML and then click create. So as I'm doing this is going to happen a couple times. It's very annoying. Mine will close out every now and then. But just create a new HTML file. If you look at those packets that I've given you, it has like a bunch of different things to do in there. I'm probably going to skip a little bit of the first part because we're just showing you windows and things like that. And I will go over some of those windows with you. We'll kind of skip over those parts. When we start going and actually editing a page, that's where we'll jump in and go right with their instructions. So just hang on to that for right now. Now, you all, I use this program basically on a daily basis. So what I'm going to go over with you is just some of the features that I use all the time. Now, if you take a look right here, I'm going to show all of my toolbars. Now, what you see right here, this is a blank HTML page right now. It's already started for you. It's just a blank page. What you all were used to doing last semester is you would open up Notepad, you type in your codes, you save your codes, and then you go back and view it as a web page. Okay? Now, this semester when we're using Dreamweaver, you don't have to type any codes at all unless you want to. Okay? A lot of times I find myself, if I'm editing my own website, I will edit codes just because I've gotten so used to it. But you can get away without doing that. Okay? Each of these pages, or this window that you see right here, has a couple of different views. Right now, I am in split view. You all, I think, whenever it's when you first open it up, are probably in live view. You've got a little bit different view than I do. What the live view is, that shows what it would look like if it were an actual website view for web page you put up online. If you click, there's a little pull-down menu right next to the word live. Click on that. Pull-down menu right next to the word live. Go to design view. In order to make changes to your page, you probably need to be in design view. If you go to code view, it actually has the HTML codes in there. Okay. If you go back to design view, just go to design view and type in your name. If you go type in your name and then click on the code view, you see it's just adding your name right in there inside the body, in between the two body tags. It generates all of these codes for you. Now, I'm going to go over quickly each one of these menus that you see right here. If you click on the File menu, you can take a look right here. The main things that you'll use on the File menu, you'll probably use save options as well. One good thing is you can be working on 4 or 5 different pages, and if you want to save them all at one time, just hit Save All. You can also create other types of files. On your Edit menu, these are all the different options you can choose to edit. One thing that I want to point out on this one right here, you got your undo and redo right there. So if you screw something up, just hit Edit and undo. You can also go down here to I was just doing if you want to change your preferences, they're listed right there. I'm not going to go over all the preferences, but those of you who like playing around with that stuff, feel free to do so. Just not right now. If you click on the View tab, or the View options, you can change your view from code to split code to design or code and design. I always like to work in split code. That way I can use eraser. I like to work in the split mode, split view, because I always have I have my page at the top, and then it has the code at the bottom all the time. I need to go fix mine. You can also go down here and display your toolbars if you'd like. Got those 3 different toolbars. There's a few different options you can look at right there. Now, this insert menu, I use this insert menu all the time. Anytime I wanted to go insert a paragraph, I just always click insert a paragraph. They're going to show you a couple different ways to do that in our demonstration later. You can do headings right here, all the way H1 to H6. Basically, any code that we learned last semester is in this insert tab. You got the modify tab, which we're not going to use a whole lot. The main reason you use this modify tab is when you start working with tables. You got your format tab, which does indents and outdents, paragraph formats, and all that stuff. When we start doing styles, you'll find those in there. You have your command tab up here at the top. That's where you can go and like check spelling and check your HTML codes and all that good stuff. Your site tab up here is where you actually go and manage your sites that you have created. Okay. And if you ever get to the point where you're uploading sites to the internet, this is where you do them. Like if you enter all your login information, when you make changes to it, you can put or synchronize site-wide, and it'll synchronize with whatever you have up there. You also have this window tab up here. On this window tab, the one thing I want to point out to you on the window tab is if you want to look at your properties, you have this properties panel that pops up. You may want to display that. We're going to work with that a little bit today. Also, over here, you have this little workspace over here on the right. Okay, does yours look just like mine? Does it say files at the top? Insert, snippets, CSS designer, assets. What that is, if you click on each one of those little tabs, files are just the files you've got created for that website. Right now, you haven't really created a website, so it's probably going to your desktop. You can use the insert tab, which is basically most of the same stuff that's on the insert menu. I don't really use snippets at all. The next chapter, when we start creating CSS files, this is where you'll actually go. You'll click on that CSS tab to add stuff to the CSS file. Like you won't have to actually know how to create the codes for a CSS file. You will set the properties. Now, right up there, it should say default view. If you click on that, you can change whatever you have come up there. You can get your beginner view, which basically uses just the insert, CSS designer, and files tab. I'll be honest with you, that's about all I've ever used for those 3 tabs. You can also do the code view, which is a little bit different. You can do design view, which gives you a lot more information when you're doing the CSS designer. I would just keep it on default for right now if I were you. And I always like to leave my files up there so I can see what I'm working on. Anybody have any questions about those things before we move on? I'm going to take a minute and pull my codes up here. There we go. And that page we just created, you can close it out. We're not going to save it. Okay, now, if you want to follow along in your packet with what I'm going over, might be a good idea to start on page number, where is that at? Page 46 of the packet. I don't know what page, how many pages that is. We're going to create a new site. We're going to copy some files into that site, and then we're going to edit one of the pages and create a new page. Now, you take a look up here. I'm going to differ a little bit from their instructions, just because I think they're adding an extra step in there when you create the site that I don't think you really need to do. When you come in and you have a new website assignment to do, okay, there's a feature in here that allows you to manage your sites. And that is up here on the site menu, click site, and then new site, to create a brand new site. Now, when you do that, this thing pops up here. And the way you all, last semester when we were working in this class, each of you all, every time you all created a brand new website, what did I tell you to do? What did I tell you to do last semester when you created a brand new website? No. Before that. Before that.
Put your name on the class, fill in your computer,
No. After that.
name it.
You had to go and create a new folder for it, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically when you click on site and then new site, this is where you're given a site. You have to give it a name for Dreamweaver, and then you have to determine what folder it's going to go into. Okay? That's what this part is right here in the middle, where it says site name. You've got to give each website that you create a brand new name, and they have to be different. Okay? In this case, in the book there, they want you to call it a small business incubator plan. Now, y'all, I did this with the other class. I can't call it small business incubator plan. It's already used that. I'm going to call it small business incubator plan too. Now, the other thing I want to point out to you right here, down there where it says local site folder, this is where you got to determine where am I going to save this file. Okay? This part right up here, the site name, is purely for the purposes of Dreamweaver only. Okay? When you go to turn this in, that doesn't show up at all. What shows up is the folder name that you give it. Okay? This is just for the purposes of Dreamweaver organizing your files. Okay? So what you need to do is we got to go and create a new folder just for this small business incubator plan site. Okay? Now, in order to do that, you'll look up here. I'll show you how to do it. It's super easy. Just get that little folder right there, and then you got to determine where you're going to save it at. Okay? I'm going to go right here into my network folder. I'm going to go down to my B2 folder right here. And what they're having you do in the book is they're having you create a folder called your last name, first initial, and then they make you make another folder inside of that one. I think that's a little bit of overkill. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm just going to call it my last name. And then I'm going to put the dash plan on it. I'm just going to call it Smith plan. You can call yours whatever. I'd just call yours your last name dash plan. What?
Should I just call it the title of it? Or should I
Say that again.
Can I call it like the small, just like?
Hey, Caleb made a pretty good point there. Y'all listen to what he just said. He just asked me, can I just name the folder Small Business Incubator Plan? Sure, go right ahead.
Sweet.
And I'll be perfectly honest with you, whenever I use this for my own personal websites that I've created, I just call them whatever folder I have to say. That probably makes a lot more sense to you. I'm trying to follow the instructions as best I can, because some people are going to have to do this on their own. But you all create a folder specifically just for this website. And y'all, let me repeat that instruction. I want you to make sure you understand. Make a folder. I spelled my last name wrong. Smith. I'll leave that up there. I want to reiterate that last point to you as well as I can. Make sure that when you create a folder, make sure it's just for this website only. Do not put any other files in it. Make sure it's just for this website only. Okay? Once you have that, hit save. Yes, hit save. Now, when you do that, if you look right over here, where it says files, you should see it'll say small business incubator, and there shouldn't be any files right there. If you have files right there, that means that you put this website inside a folder that you're already using, and you don't need to do that. I'm looking over at Matthew Elias right now because he has a bunch of files. Okay, you all look up here. If you're sitting there thinking, I need to fix this, take a look up here. If you go up to Site and Manage Sites, this will list all the websites that you have created. And if you look at mine right here, you see that's my own website that I use to update for this class. That's the one I created on the 8A class. That's the one I created here. If you want to edit those, click on them. And then you have these options, little pencil down there. You can go through and pull these options right back up again, and you need to create a new folder. Okay, you can go back and create a new folder.
Is that right?
Yes.
I'll put this in Untitled.
All right, to summarize, before we move on, right here, you should have nothing over here. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to copy some files into that folder so that we can edit them on our website, okay? We're going to get those files from the zip file that you downloaded earlier. And if you watch, I will show you which ones I want you to get. I'll take questions in a moment.
Okay.
You have this folder called Chapter 1 Data, right? I'm going to zoom in as close as I can. Open up that folder. Oh, inside there you have a folder called Chapter 1. Open that up. And inside that folder right there, you have a folder called Small Business. Okay. From that point right there, you need to copy those two files. You need to copy that index file and that CSS folder over to your folder that you just created for this website. Let me show you a little trick. Watch this. I'm going to select those two files, and I'm just going to drag them over here.
Mine, love.
Did y'all see what I did?
Nope. Straight.
All I did was select those two files and drag them over here. Drag them in there.
If
you're having trouble getting them in there, let me know. The good thing about Dreamweaver is there's a lot of stuff you can do just click and drag. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Just chill. Just chill. Chill. Okay, what's the problem? Stop. Now, one thing I want to point out to you right now. Take a look up here, please. Over here on the right, you should see your files that you have in here. Anytime you have a folder that has files inside of it in Dreamweaver, you can always expand and collapse those, okay? If you wanted to, you could collapse this whole entire folder right here, and it wouldn't show all of your files, but you can expand it right there. If you expand that CSS folder, you'll see there's a CSS file inside of it. We don't need to edit it or anything like that. Did anybody not get to this point before we move on? Okay. Go ahead and open up that index file, the index.html. It'll look like this right here. Open that index file up. Now, y'all, we're going to do some editing on this, okay? If you are following along on your packet, the editing part is going to start. That's going to start on page 50. I'm going to go through and edit this stuff pretty quickly. All of your edits are right there. They start on page 50. We are on the index file. The first thing that we are going to make changes to. And you all pay attention to what I'm getting ready to tell you about these things. What you basically see on this page right here is it's broken down into 4 different parts, right? You have your header at the top, your link bar in the middle, right there. You have your main content that goes right here, and then at the very bottom of this page, you have a footer down there, okay? In order to edit those things, this is one of those things you're probably not used to editing a whole lot. And keep in mind, I'm in split view. You can do it in whatever view you want it to do it in, either split or design view. The first thing I'm going to do is edit link number 1. And all I'm going to do is click it and select it. And I'm going to type in the word basics. And then on link number 2, I'm going to select that one, and I'm going to call it checklist. And y'all, this is on page 50 and 51 on your website, or in your packet, excuse me. And then the last one, link 3, I'm just going to delete it. Now, I'm going to take a look down here at my code, and I see I've got this empty elements. I'm going to delete that altogether. But you got basics, you got checklists. Now, if you're following along in your packet, I'm on page 51, number 1. Right up here in this header, we're going to change the header text. Just going to go and select it. I call it Small Business Website Basics. Pretty easy stuff so far, right? Is this easy so far?
No.
Y'all, I would tell you all, I would look off of your packet when I'm calling this out, just because it'll be a lot easier to follow along in your packet than it is to look up there, especially for those of you sitting closer to the back. Don't need to pause for a second. Now, if you flip over to page 52, number 2, you have a few things they want you to change here. Right here, heading 1, they want you to call that what? Marketing. And then they have a paragraph they want you to type right below that. So I'm just selecting this text. I'm on page 52, number 2. So I'm going to go select this text right here. And I'm going to type in that paragraph. I'll pause a minute or two for you all to get this. Now, you all, once you've typed in that paragraph, they also want you to change the footer down there. And that's also on page 52, number 2 as well. Put in copyright 2015. You know, while you're working, I urge you all to do this too. I should have said it earlier. Is it save your work often? Okay. Make sure you save your work often. You know, I see many of you are sitting here working in split view. You do not have to work in split view. Okay. You can work in whatever view you feel most comfortable in. If you really wanted to edit the codes, I guess you could. But you won't learn the features of the program if you don't edit the codes. Or if you just, all you do is edit the code. You know, I find myself, you know, half the time I edit the codes, half the time I don't. It just depends on if I edit a feature I don't remember how to find. And you all, from this point forward, like, if you feel comfortable that you can read the instructions and see what they're doing, if you want to do that on your own, you go right ahead. I won't stop you from learning on your own. Now, I'm going to pause a minute while I still have several people typing. Now, the next thing they want us to do right here where it says marketing, that's formatted as an H1, correct? They want us to change that from an H1 to an H2, okay? You could go in the code and change H1 to H2, or you could pull up your properties, click on Window and Properties, and you see down here, I've selected text marketing. It says format heading 1. I could always just put that pull down menu, change that to heading 2, right? That's probably the easiest way to do it. Now, you might have trouble doing that. Next thing we're going to do, what? The next thing we're going to do, we're going to look at our link bar up here, and we're going to actually create these links. So if you click on the link bar right now, and you look at it in the codes down here, you see there's not an actual link there. Now, I'm going to use the properties to show you how to do this, because it's really easy to do. I'm pull up my properties. Watch what I'm doing. That tab that says Basics right there, that's going to be a link to our home page, okay? Or the button that says Basics. All you have to do, please watch before you try to do this. Select the word Basics right there. Click where it says index.html and drag it down there where it says link. And let go. When you do that, if you go down here and you look in your code, you should see it puts the HTML code in there. Ahref equals index.html. All I did, I got my properties pulled up and I dragged it right there where it says link. I can't redo it because I'd have to delete it and then redo it again. That's okay. It's just window and properties. Now make sure you save your work. Now, you see up there are 2 links are called Basics and Checklist. We need to create a new page called Checklist, right? How would we create that checklist page?
You go to new page.
It's even easier than that. Did anybody have any trouble creating that link? If you did, raise your hand. All right, you got to pull up your properties. Window, properties. Select Work Basics. Okay, and then just click and drag it next to HTML right up the click. Drag it. Oh, where is it? There you go. Anybody else have trouble with that? Right down there where it says. Yeah, the property where it says. Just gotta click and drag that up there. Anybody else have trouble with that before we move on? Okay. Y'all, this is really easy. If you want to make a page called checklist and you want it to look just like that, just hit File, Save As, and call it checklist. Just type in the word checklist. Just hit File, Save As, and then type in the word checklist. Huh? File, Save As, type in the word checklist, and hit Save. I can't make it any easier. File, Save As, and then type in the word checklist. Now, if you're wondering, did I save it in the right location? If it pops up over here on your local files, then yes, you saved it in the right location. If not, you didn't save it in the right location. What?
Okay, so this is the index one, and this is the.
That's what index is supposed to be. I don't know why you say that is that. You were supposed to make changes to that file. I did. That's the changes you were supposed to make.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should hit File and Save As and save that as index.
File,
Overwrite.
yeah, so I overwrite. So
I'm going to come by and check, make sure you got both those files up in your folder before we move on. Very sharp. Say that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Are you done with that? You are. Yeah. It should be in this folder right here. Where it was folder was here. You just hit File and Save As.
yeah.
Just hit New File and Save As instead of the checklist. I don't know what you did. Stop sheet. You edit. You go. No, I promise you that this is really, really easy if you just do it the way I show you, the way I'm showing you up here. If I don't say that. Okay, the page checklist, please. Page 56, number 1. Let me go back here and I'll get mine started. Instead of marketing, we're going to select that and we're going to change that to website planning checklist. And then below this part right here, you're actually going to create 3 different paragraphs, okay? The first paragraph is going to be this right here. It's on page 56, number 2, the design and layout. Now, y'all pay attention to this part right here. Once you've typed in that first sentence right there, hit enter, and you may want to check inside your codes down here. Make sure that when you hit enter, it creates a new paragraph down there. In this case, there it is right there. I don't have anything in that paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and type in that second paragraph on page 56, number 2, the navigation. And then once you get that one in there, hit enter again. Make sure it makes a new blank paragraph. And then you have the third paragraph there. Make sure you save that. I'm going to pause there so people can finish typing. Got it to work this time, but we shall see. What they want us to do next is take these 3 paragraphs that you created here and make a bulleted list out of them. Now, what you need to do, what's that? What's that? You got it to work? Okay, I'm going to try to get to work right now. All I'm going to do is select those 3 paragraphs down here in my properties window, right over here. If you zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. You gotta have those 3 paragraphs selected. I'm going to zoom in right down here. Right next to the bold and italics, you have a little option to create a bulleted list. Click on that. Ah, it worked. Finally, it worked. The only way it works is if you make sure there are 3 distinct paragraphs in there. Okay. So they want you to create a bullet point list of those 3 paragraphs. Let me know if you have trouble doing that, so I can come out and help you do it. Well, don't worry about typing that full paragraph in there. Just go ahead and create your bullet list. Now, and I had trouble with the bullet list. Who said yes? Well, you haven't even tried to do it yet. I just told you, don't worry about typing that full. Tab. Well, I'm going to split. Okay. I hate you. It doesn't matter. Leave me alone. But you haven't learned all the code like you might have. Okay. Now, you all, next thing we need to go do is we need to make sure we have our links set properly. Let's just go ahead and do this on both of our pages. Up there in your link bar, let's make sure we have links for both of those pages there. I'm going to go right here and select the words basic. If I look right down here where it says link, I see it's already linked to index.html. If I go to my checklist and select that, I don't have that link, so I'm going to click checklist and drag it down there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and go to my index file, and I'm going to make sure that those are on there. I've got it for basics. I do not have a link for checklist, so I'm just going to go and click those right there. So my link bar is set up, right? I edited both of my pages, so I'm going to hit Save All. Pretty easy stuff so far, right? Now, do we have page titles for these pages? Y'all, do we have page titles for these pages? We do not. Let's make page titles. Let's go to the index file first. You look on your properties window, you can zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Down here, I'm on the index file, by the way. Right there where it says document title, it says undocumented or untitled document. Let's give it a title. What's the document title?
Business,
Business website basics. This is on the index file.
we did that for the next.
Yeah. On the checklist file, you click on that one. That one page title is supposed to be called Business Website Checklist.
What was the name? I didn't say.
No.
What was the first?
One was Business Website Basics, the other one's Business Website Checklist. You look on page 59, number 1 and 2, that's where they're going. If you added your, see what, packet. Put it on. Let's go ahead and do a save all. Now, you all, the last thing on there, they're showing you to do a spell check and inspect element and all that stuff. I'm not going to worry about the inspect element. If you want to do an inspect element thing, if you look down, hold on one moment. You look down here in the lower right-hand corner, you either have a green check or a red X. If you have a red X, you can click on that and go through and edit your code that it tells you to edit. Otherwise, there's nothing that you need to edit. You can click on commands and then hit check spelling. If you're like me, you just spelling words. You can save that and close it. You can save all and close it. Close the program. Now, the next thing you need to do, and I would do this, if you don't do it today, you can do it on Thursday. But that folder that you just created this website in, you need to put it in a zip file and upload it to where it says Chapter 1 Demonstration on Canvas. If you don't do it today, you can do it on
This entire folder.
Before you leave here today, turn that packet in.